Yeah, back again, Animoji gaming. So this time I tried to play the Just Cause 4, but I think just like the previous Just Cause 3, I think I forgot to change the input for the sound input, the zoom. So I eventually record so many background sound instead, since it was actually recorded through the internal microphone of the laptop. And I actually forgot to change it as well in the previous Just Cause 3 video, since the sound that was recorded for the Animojis actually comes from the internal microphone instead of the my Logitech headphones, although I actually already connected and wear it. So it's quite a shame. That's the reason why the sound of the video is actually come speaker of the laptop, since by default I usually didn't change it, but I don't know why the zoom is not automatically changed into my Logitech USB headset. Just stay on the internal microphone. Maybe because the last time that I actually record the emojis using the iPhone earphone, I have one headset, which is, yeah, usually when you plug in any kind of headset into the device, into the MacBooks, everything was connected directly, so you cannot actually use headset and speaker at the same time, which is quite a shame because the headset was not detected as a new peripheral for its own output, instead of just basically rerouting its own output. So this video is around 30 minutes, quite longer than the Just Cause 3, and I'm not sure I will get interrupted or not this time. Even though the first time the gameplay is just full of unnecessary things waiting for my download. Why I didn't skip it? Maybe I just forgot to turn off the recording, because the download is still 3 hours left, which obviously will be skipped eventually because the video is only 30 minutes. That's still a lot of file size, especially when I didn't get enough internet speed to play. So I just don't know what I actually wanted to do, because everything seems to be just checking stuffs, because I need to update the software as well for the OS, the firmware of the PlayStation 4. Yeah, there we go. I forgot to turn off the recording. Which is basically more explicitly can be seen from the Zoom taskbar, unlike the audio input, which is basically the additional step to see it. So that's the reason why I didn't notice. And the second time, I don't know how many times that I actually do things like this, but most of the recording was not through this laptop, so hopefully I didn't forgot to change the audio input. So the sound is supposed to be the one that comes from the HDMI video capture, even though it is also not perfect, because at some point when the audio it seems to be unstable, the sound often mute, and just like a sound where there's a granite explosion, everything seems to be disconnected, something like that. But yeah, that's the reality that you must accept from cheap HDMI video capture that I've been used for many years. So this 6 minutes of the video is just for waiting to download. I wonder why I didn't stop this recording. I think I will eventually skip if I decided to upload this later, because there's still so many gaming videos, early times of gaming videos, that I haven't created Animoji yet, since most of the video was quite long. So that's the reason why I didn't really like it, because I have to spend a lot of time to create the Animoji. Because yeah, all of the Animoji recording was recorded separately. So yeah, I know the reason why I didn't stop the recording is because the copying of game files is also not finished yet, even though at most of the games that I actually do is usually very fast for copying. And that's the game that I bought quite cheap, very cheap for any Blu-ray that ever be available. So it's just $1 for FIFA games. But yeah, I don't know, maybe the condition of the Blu-ray this is not really good, so the copying game files can take a lot of time. Thankfully it is already succeed. So that's the reason why I'm actually quite worried about this. But so I don't want to stop the recording for some reason. I'm not sure that I record the unboxing video if I decided to complain about this game, because yeah, I bought this second hand, and it is one of the special edition of the game, which is come with the steel case. Reason why I bought it with the steel case one instead of the regular one, because the second price is not really different. It's actually cheaper. So I don't want to waste it again, since basically when I tried to buy a PlayStation 4 second games online, I usually like to check out, because sometimes I just didn't brave enough to do the negotiation price. So I actually tried to do it politely, but most of the time the seller just like immediately change their mind for other buyers that have more courage to do a negotiation. So that's quite a shame, and sometimes I do regret about it, but at some point maybe I just And just it is also can be a good thing because I don't have to waste so much money in a very short period of time. So it's already 10 minutes and I'm just waiting for nonsense. It's weird. Well, if this video got interrupted, well, it is not really necessary as well because yeah, if I know half of the video is just about waiting for the game to be copied, I think I will skip and try to do another game first instead. So previously, that's weird. So the one that I actually tested was Far Cry, just because the Far Cry was also stayed as copying in 96%. That's weird. Why there's a Far Cry 5? Because I think I already bought it quite a while ago. So when the copying from this is not completed, usually there's a lot of space that basically provided just in case by the system for reason. So that's the reason why I tried not to stop the recording until it was come back to the normal. And as you can see, the Just Cause 4 still has a very little size storage. So the Far Cry 5 is already installed, but the Just Cause 4 is not yet. And there's still almost 2 hours left. I eventually skip it, and yeah, I already skip it because it's just too long. Just so impossible to wait. So it was succeed for around 1 hour of copying game files. So thankfully, after an hour again, the download is already complete, so we're good to run the games. The first time that I actually run this game, the game just eventually crashed for no reason. When I tried to use cars instead of just walking around with the weapons. That's Yuga. So I don't know why the user interface seems to be more simpler as well. I don't know why they just try to show us the lightning weather, maybe the weather that they can finally develop and it's never been available in the previous Just Cause, or maybe it's just making things a little more challenging. Oh, it's actually similar. There's also a menu where you can choose, but I'm not sure why I didn't move anything. Maybe I'm just currently in the toilet. console. So it's already halfway of the game of the video, so there's only 15 minutes remaining for this Just Cause 4 video, but yeah, I just try to check for options that are available in this game first, so you can customize the outfit through the menu. But of course, I still didn't record the sound completely, so
former agency operative
still
Rico
calm.
Rodriguez. Up to this point, his whereabouts have been unknown since our withdrawal from Medici. Responsible for deposing half a dozen heads of state. The Black Hand have encountered him before in San Espirito, where he assassinated our employer, President Salvador Mendoza. We fought him again in Medici, where he overthrew Sebastiano di Ravello. Though the agency had some involvement, this is his handler, Tom Sheldon. We've learned Rodriguez's motivation for liberating Medici was personal.
You have briefed me on this one before, Commander Morales. We're preparing a test. Can we cut to the chase, por favor?
Of course, Senor Espinosa. Intelligence suggests
Here
that he
quite
is the
clearly
son of
from
Miguel
the game
Rodriguez.
video, even at some point the
Miguel
background
Rodriguez?
noise is just too big.
And
he's here in Solis now.
It's like a huge facility for unknown countries. A dictator. I actually forgot. I cover up my mouth.
I have people who can help us.
You've done this kind of thing before.
This is
The
different.
Animoji just can't
It's more than
see
bad weather, Rico. If you would just listen to me.
Mira, the plan is a list of things that go wrong. I have to keep my list short. Just be ready. When I patch you into that console, you'll have to find Espinosa quickly. Answer my questions. We destroy Project Iapa. Plan.
so the weapon
Hear
is
you
not
loud and clear. I'm going to monitor your progress from a safe distance.
scouts, so it's not really modern in terms of weapons. So the other weapons just not understand what I actually do. So it's like a conspiracy country where you can modify the weathers for some reason. Let me just understand, because I always try to tap the buttons but detected as hold, so it's pretty weird.
Okay, where to now?
Those lights across the valley, head towards them.
That's a big tower.
So
Espinosa
definitely is
promises it
not
will change the world. No more tornadoes or hurricanes. And most of Solis believes
seems to be quite
Project
dull
Iapa won't be a problem
as
after
well.
today meeting.
So
if your plan
sure
works.
It will work.
place that is actually inspired, but it's so huge. Because Jaska's game is always a huge open world map for no reason. Just like maybe just like a test drive unlimited. So they can try to map an island completely. Even though if you talk about Jaska's, the island never really exists. Just try to inspire your island and try to change the name, of course, since there's no dictator that as crazy as what was shown in the game. They're still quite long to reach the facility. And I was trying to stop the game. It's pretty waste to see a map so big, but there's so empty. And it seems to be a little bit since right now we can aim a weapon, just free fire. Well, actually it is that possible to do free fire as well, since the aim point seems always be shown unless we holster the weapon. Not sure why the developer didn't try to improve gameplay stick rather than just improve different features that basically should not really. Maybe it's just some lazy writing, perhaps. I'm not sure why.
We're too happy to have me poking around.
Because maybe it was
The Black Hand are highly
initially
trained mercs,
developed
and they're wholly owned by Espinosa.
shooter games
His own
like
private
Ghost
army.
Recon Wildlands,
Pretty good
which is
ones, too.
pretty weird as well.
Not good enough.
It's like it just goes with the teammates. So the engine of shooter a little bit different because there's not a lot many.
I see those outcroppings.
You're on the right track. Can you get across?
And still with the infinite parachute.
No sweat.
That's all. I'm back again in Animoji Gaming. So I initially got interrupted in the 25 minutes, but decided to continue since it is not closed yet, the Zoom meeting, so the recording can still be continue without having to be separated into two files. Besides, to be honest, most of the gameplay in this video is also unnecessary. So that's the reason why I think I decided to make it simpler without having to get interrupted, to be separated into two video files. There's a rocket launcher. I remember the last time that we can actually upgrade a granite launcher into the assault rifle is the Scareface, the world is yours game. So sadly, I'm not sure why in the GTA 5 it is not possible to do an upgrade. This kind of upgrade, so usually we are only able to upgrade with the scope, which is basically only beneficial if you are using a first-person view. So in third person it will be useful. That's pretty shame. And flashlight. So the flashlight is also not really important since it is not as bright, I guess, as the flashlight that you can actually use separately in the game as a melee weapons. And there's also a hand grip, which is basically just a dummy things. I'm not sure whether it actually improve anything or not with the weapons.
Map Project the Alpha.
Since if you talk about the classic GTA San Andreas,
Not sure.
I'll figure it out.
there's a weapon skill that actually differentiate how you holding the gun, how CJ holding the gun. So previously for the assault rifle, the CJ was holding the assault rifle not cool. So it's like people that just wanted to shoot blindfoldly. Scale that we increase, CJ will eventually use the assault rifle like anybody else pro shooter in other games. Besides, if you talk about other weapons such as the one that basically can be I don't think it's not the correct word, dual health. So such as the handgun or light shotgun, light machine gun. So we got the skill, full skill, we can carry it as a dual health, which is sadly not available on the GTA 5 as well. So there's actually a mod that can make assault rifle as a dual health as well, which is pretty dumb because there's so much recoil that was generated from the assault rifle in real life. So this is kind of a big facility at the top of a mountain. It's just so crazy.
Could use this vent to get me up there.
I didn't realize that we can actually fly through this wind tunnel. But I eventually just use grappling hook for no reason. It just make me
Don't want to be out there when that case starts.
Almost there.
slow to get the top of the building. Unlogical things, another unlogical things about Just Cause as well, that you can basically stick into buildings. Basically, it is kind of possible, but it will not stick. It's like it holding your bodies with the grappling hooks, so which is very strong. So it's not like Spider-Man where you can stick into the walls. Basically, it is still weird since there's like a 2 lanes maybe to output from the grappling hook, so you can infinitely grapple into another points while you're still intact with your current walls. So we're almost approaching the crash where I tried to use the cars rather than just fighting, and then it just immediately freeze. Basically, it is pretty shame for a console to be crashed because basically we cannot change anything, right? Besides, it is not custom firmware as well, so I cannot mod anything. It's just pure original games, official release of the game. It is still crash for no reason. So the last 50 seconds.